How's it going, guys? Alex here. Welcome back to another Dokkan Battle video. And today we are finally, I'll say finally, but I actually really enjoy making these videos, but we are on the final type for the best team, essentially. So this is potentially one of the best and one of the STR teams that you can make, and it's not what you thought it would be like. But obviously we are going to get into that in a bit. And our leader is Omega Shenron, and he's actually not that bad, and that brings up my video, bit of a plug. If you haven't seen it already, me and D3, go check his channel out. We actually did a video on the God Leads, and we ranked them from best to worst. So if you haven't seen that already, go check it out. It's a fun video. It's a bit lengthy, but we give you a lot of insight as to why each unit is better than the others. You know, yeah, makes sense. So let's jump straight into Omega Shenron. I was a bit skeptical at first, but he's actually not too bad. He gives 3 key to STR types and obviously the stat boost. He has shocking speed, that is his main link. And what he does is he decreases attack by 30% and he increases his own attack by 80%. So he is going to be hitting very hard, and when you combine that with the fact that he greatly reduces defense, he is going to be dealing a ton of damage, and that obviously allows your other units, which you are seeing on the screen right now, to deal damage as well. Obviously, one of our biggest damage dealers is going to be Gogeta, Beerus, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Honestly, the majority of these units are going to hit ridiculously hard. Definitely one of the best teams in the game, which is simply thanks to Omega. He can honestly just walk. I say walk, but he can definitely beat the majority of the events with relative ease, thanks to his passive skill and obviously his super attack mechanic. But really good unit overall, obviously. The leader skill is what obviously makes him the God Lead, along with the other units, but what can I say? He's better than I expected. And then we have Gogeta, the former king of Dokkan Battle. His throne has been taken by Vegeta over on Global not too long ago. I did manage to pull him. I did get Broly. He is better than Gogeta. The only reason he's better than Gogeta is because of his leader skill, but enough of that. What can I say? Gogeta, his super attack is effective against all types. He gets a 7,000 attack boost. His main links are Over in a Flash, Fusion Warrior, or Fused Fighter. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Fused Fighter and Prepared for Battle. So he doesn't actually share a link with Omega Shenron, unfortunately, but that is where some of the other units are going to come in. But basically, Gogeta is just an absolute maniac. He's going to be potentially one of your hardest hitting units, especially thanks to his ability to have an effectiveness against all types. That's just incredible. He can do around 400,000 damage. I'm not too sure, but that's just going off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure he can do at least that amount of damage, especially when you combine that with the fact that Omega Shenron also greatly lowers defense. But yeah, just an absolute beast when it comes to dealing damage. And then we have Super Saiyan God Goku. He is going to be the bridge for many of your units. And basically what that means, and I just got rid of Omega. So, Omega and Gogeta don't share a link apart from the Fierce Battle link, which provides an attack boost. However, when you put Super Saiyan God Goku in between these two, he just basically allows your units to have ki, even though they don't have key links. I know it doesn't make any sense, so I'm trying to make it make sense. But he's essentially a unit that gives ki without actually having a passive skill that gives ki. Just because he has the top 3 links in the game, he's an extremely compatible unit, and honestly, what can I say? He's one of my favourite cards in the game. He deals a ton of damage. But as I said before, he has best 3 links in the game. If we have a look at him now, he has Over in a Flash, Prepared for Battle and Shocking Speed. Gogeta has Prepared for Battle and Over in a Flash, whereas Omega has Shocking Speed. So you're not going to have a problem with ki if you have Super Saiyan God Goku on your team. He is, honestly, I'll go as far as saying that he is a staple unit, just simply because of how reliable he is with his links, as well as being able to deal a ton of damage. I honestly don't see any of these other units, apart from maybe Beerus, being included in a mono STR team the majority of the time, and obviously Gogeta, just because of how insanely good he is. But Beerus' 200 plus attack is absolutely unreal. I think that actually makes him the that definitely doesn't make him the hardest hitter in the game. It makes him one of the hardest hitters in the game when it does activate. But it's just absolutely insane. A 200% attack boost, and when you combine that with the fact that he has Fierce Battle, and he also has a Super Attack 10, you can just imagine how much damage he can deal with a double Omega lead, as well as being linked up with these other units. So, just incredible. And he also has the shocking speed link, so he's not going to have a problem with links. Honestly, the only units that are going to have potentially have problem with links is maybe the Over and Flash units, and the majority of these units only have Over and Flash. However, if we now move on to Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, who was released alongside Omega, and he's actually not that bad. He's a pretty good unit, and he links well with Omega Shenron. He gets a 70% attack and defensive boost when HP is 30% or above. Honestly, that restriction really isn't that big of a factor, especially when you consider how much Omega will lower their attack by. And that defensive boost also makes him a decent tank. So on top of being able to deal a ton of, okay, I say a ton, but on top of being able to deal a decent amount of damage, he can also defend the hits that you're taking from your opponent. And not to mention, he also has the GT link, so he doesn't have Over and Flash, he doesn't have Shocking Speed, and he doesn't have Prepared for Battle. However, he is going to link very well with Omega Shenron and this Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku. If you decide to use him, I'll get to that in a bit. He is going to link well with Omega, thanks to the GT link. He isn't going to link with these other units, unfortunately, but honestly, it's not too much of a problem. But I did say earlier that some of these units are interchangeable, and this is what I'm talking about. You will most likely be able to swap this Vegeta out for another unit with Shocking Speed. For example, Pyon is an incredible unit to have in this team because of how much damage he can deal. Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure he gets a 10,000 attack boost when he is facing one enemy. Yep, he gets a 10,000 attack boost when you are facing one enemy, and he can reduce attack significantly. All of those words didn't really make sense, so my mind kind of went there. Pyon is definitely an underrated unit. He has Shocking Speed, and he can deal a ton of damage. Absolutely ridiculous. If I'm not mistaken, I think he can deal around 300,000 damage. Obviously depends on the super attack level, but I honestly don't expect him to deal any less than maybe 200,000, but I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. It's definitely a solid unit. He has the Shocking Speed link with 3 other units, which is just great. But this Vegeta is still very good despite not having the most compatible links. This Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he is officially better than the Agility type, just simply because he doesn't have the turn restriction. If you have a look, I'm pretty sure he gets an 80% attack boost as when HP is 30% or above. He has Over and Flash, he has the link that provides the attack boost, which is Fierce Battle. So he shares the Over and Flash link with Super Saiyan God Goku, Gogeta, and potentially Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and also this GT Goku. Now the good thing about this Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku is that he shares the GT link with Omega and obviously Super Saiyan 3 GT Vegeta. And on top of that, he also has Over and Flash. So if you decided to run a team that looks something like this, that's perfectly fine, because you have what? 1, 2, 3. You have 3 Shocking Speed units, and you have 3 Over and Flash units. So that's a really good team. You have Super Saiyan God Goku, who is obviously going to bridge the gap between some of these units. You don't require a lot of key between the GT units, obviously, so you have Omega and GT Goku, who has the GT link, so they instantly get 2 key. And the majority of the time, you're definitely going to be super attacking. The weakest link here is probably only probably Beerus, Gogeta, and honestly, when you have Beerus and any other over the Flash unit, that's pretty bad. This is a unit that is probably going to be a surprise to some people, but yes, he is actually not too bad. But obviously you would have to do some playing around with this, potentially get rid of this Goku and put the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in there, just to add an extra key link in there between these units, the GT link. And yeah, that's honestly a solid team. Anything to do with GT, Shocking Speed, or Over the Flash is going to be pretty good. Prepared for Battle isn't that good on Mono STR currently, just simply because it honestly just comes down to that. I can't even speak there. It honestly comes down to the leader, because that is the main link. For example, a Prepared for Battle team wouldn't really work with Buhan, because that isn't the link that he works with. So work around the Shocking Speed link and the GT link, and you come up with a pretty good team. And as you probably could see, the two units that are kept the majority of the time were Super Saiyan Goku and Gogeta. You could honestly potentially replace Beerus if you don't like the fact that his passive is based on a chant. You could definitely go ahead and get rid of him and just replace him with other units. But yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. I hope you all did enjoy. That is the end of the best Mono STR team and the best teams that you can make in general. But I'll most likely be doing another, just a repeat of this in the future, maybe in the coming months when better units do come out. I'm extremely excited to see what comes out in the future. But yeah, as I said a few seconds ago, that is it. And before I do leave, I want you guys to leave in the comment section down below what you want me to do next. Do you want me to bring back the Who Should Dokkan series, or do you want me to do something completely different, like the top 5 units for each type? That's an option. So Who Should Dokkan, top 5 units for each type, or just challenge videos, or I could do both, or just let me know, because that is the way we're going to keep growing. And we are almost at 10k, and I'm just rambling on here. But I'm really thankful for all your support, guys. We are almost at 15 minutes. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.